I get it. You need the money and you need it now. You need it pronto. You need it yesterday. You needed it 2 weeks ago. You feel desperate, panicky. Your mind is in disaster mode, catastrophe mode. If I don't manifest the money, I'm going to be homeless. I'm not going to be able to feed myself. I'm going to be the laughing stock of the family or the neighborhood or the entire human race, because this will be proof of my utter incompetence and uselessness. Questions like, how can I manifest quickly? And how can I manifest money faster? Ring in your mind on a loop. The thing is, and depending on how desperate and panicky you are feeling right now, this may or may not resonate with you. That feeling of desperation is energy that you are attributing to your lack of money, your lack of a certain level of income, or whatever it is you so wish to manifest. It comes from you. Desperation is not something that happens to you. You may think that your unfavorable financial circumstances are what make you feel desperate or worried or whatever, but that simply isn't true. Your financial circumstances are what they are, and the way you feel about them is the way you feel about them. The way you feel about them. You are the feeler of your emotions. Your feelings come from you, including your feelings of desperation. Even on days that you do feel desperate, you don't feel desperate every single moment of the day, even if you might think you do. You think about other stuff too, like what you're going to wear after you've showered and brushed your teeth. There's a whole lot of stuff you think about besides money on any given day. Desperation is a temporary emotional state. It is fleeting. It is unpleasant and it is fleeting. And guess what happens when it passes? You feel a whole lot better, like instantly. Is it because you got some money? It might be, and it might just be because you let things be, because you let it go. You let go of the feeling of desperation just as much as it let go of you. A very common belief is that in order not to think about money, in order for it not to dominate your thoughts, you need to have a lot of it. You need to acquire it, accumulate it, and the having of the money will allow you to enjoy peace of mind. That is one approach to money. And there also happens to be another way for one not to think about money. Another way to keep money from dominating your thoughts. And that is simply to exercise some deliberate intention over your thoughts and feelings. To think about other things and to feel other than desperate. To think about things other than money and how horrible it is not to have it, in other words. To think and feel differently about money. A lot of people find that very difficult or simply impossible because so many things are associated with money in their minds. Food, water, rent, utilities, transportation, clothing, and so on. Okay, just humor me. Rewind your life and think back to your earliest memories. There was a time when you didn't know what money even was, when you didn't worry about money. You didn't even think about it. You didn't have a credit card. You didn't even have a bank account. There was a time when you didn't even have a purse or a wallet. You had a limited awareness of money as just being adult stuff. Maybe your parents had money. Maybe they didn't. That's beside the point. The point is that you know what it's like not to think about money without even having very much of it. Because there was once a time when money did not dominate your waking hours. Your head was full of other thoughts, like your favorite toy at the daycare center where your mum dropped you off, or about how good it felt when you got your little arms into your coat sleeves without your shirt sleeves riding up to your elbows, because that was just so uncomfortable and it meant you had to take off the coat, pull your shirt sleeves back down to your wrists, and put the coat on again without the sleeves riding up all over again. The thing about having money is that you spend it. That's kind of what it's for. Money is there for you to spend on things that serve your well-being and happiness. And if your sense of well-being and happiness depend upon your having money, you are going to be pretty averse to spending it. You are going to be fearful of losing it. And that clingy, nervous energy is not aligned with the flow of infinite abundance, which is the true nature of your existence. What you really want isn't the money. Not that there's anything wrong with desiring money. The point is that what you really want is peace of mind when it comes to the subject of your well-being and happiness. And money is one avenue through which you channel your feelings of well-being and happiness and allow them to flow. It is not the only one. What you really want is to feel confident in your ability to attract the things you desire, such as money. You want to enjoy the feeling of trust in your surroundings. You want to know that the world you live in is safe and friendly and full of fun. You want to be able to feel relaxed in your day-to-day activities, to feel free to explore and express your appreciation of life. What you really want is to enjoy a certain awareness of the world and of your place in it, one that is pleasing to you. The things you truly want are intangible, because what you truly want is to feel a certain way about yourself and about the world you live in. You want to know that you are good, that you are capable, and that the world you live in is a good fit for you. Isn't that what we all want? What you want is the peace of mind that comes from having a solid self-concept. When you panic over money, you are attaching feelings to money, feelings that come from you. Where else could they come from? Money is not harassing or assaulting you. If you feel tormented over money, you are allowing money to harass and mentally assault you. You are allowing money to dictate your emotional state, and you don't have to do that. How you feel is independent of your circumstances unless you decide otherwise. You decide what emotional impact your money situation has on you. You can have no money and feel desperate and in a panic, and you can have no money and feel calm and untroubled. Feeling panicked over money just means you are more practiced in the thought, the belief, that money makes you feel secure than you are in the awareness that you are the one allowing money to be the subject of your feelings of security and well-being. Feeling panicked over money means you have more confidence in your own disempowerment and incompetence than you do in your own limitless potential to manifest and attract. You can change that at any time. Confidence is a state of mind. The thing is, true confidence is more than just saying the words, I believe in myself. When you have trust and confidence in the universe and in a higher power as well as in yourself, you remain untroubled by current circumstances. You remain unconcerned about how or when circumstances will align and show you a reality that you prefer. If you are someone who is in the habit of panicking over money and feeling desperate to make things work financially, then the first sign of trust and confidence that you will notice is the feeling of huge relief. Manifesting, when done right, always brings you back to the present. You feel good about yourself and your life. You feel better now, not because anything outside of you has changed, but because you have changed. You have decided to embrace your freedom to relax into your now. You have decided to allow yourself to enjoy life now, not when you get the money that you do not currently have, but now. Because after all, isn't that what you believe you would do if you were to get the money? You would allow yourself not to worry. You would give yourself permission to relax and enjoy yourself. You would occupy yourself with thoughts other than, I don't have enough money. Why don't I have enough money? How can I get more money? When will I manifest the money? The more you worry, the more you worry. The less you worry, the more you enjoy. Some people believe that being happy is meaningless unless you achieve great things. Some people believe that achieving great things is meaningless unless you are happy on the inside. It's a choice. Some people believe in meaningful suffering rather than in meaningless pleasure. Some people believe in suffering less. It's a choice. There is no right or wrong. There is only what is preferred by those who prefer it. It's not about what you do unless you decide that it is. Most people feel compelled to do things for money rather than for love. That isn't wrong. The point is that people do whatever aligns with their deeply held beliefs. Not everyone who has a job makes a lot of money, and it is not necessary to have a job to manifest and attract plenty of money. But if you have a deeply held belief that you need to work and work hard in order to earn money, then it is going to be pretty tough for you to behave in a way that opposes that belief. This is why so many people find it easier to go out and work a job they hate rather than to follow their bliss and to trust the universe to support the life of their dreams. When you practice worrying less deliberately, here's what happens. Whatever it is you do, whether it's getting dressed, having a meal, or talking to other people, you get to feel comfortable in your own skin. You get to do whatever you do without that feeling of dread in the pit of your stomach. You get to know your true power. When that feeling of desperation and panic become unfamiliar because being relaxed and trusting and confident is your new normal, something really interesting and pretty cool happens. Other than that, you feel really, really good on a regular basis. And that really interesting and pretty cool thing is that you realize and know that the money you have is enough. You actually do have enough money. You really do. Your physical reality will reflect that. You will see evidence of it. Your bank balance will literally show that what you have is enough. More than enough. Plenty. It will seem pretty silly that you ever panicked as much as you used to. You will chuckle over it. You won't feel ashamed or embarrassed about it. It will just be something silly that you used to do once upon a time.